Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode number 20 of our Journeyman Career Mode. As you know, we are now at Regina. Yes, Regina. Now, I presume the badge and the kits aren't actually the official ones, because I was looking on their official website, and their actual badge is slightly different, as you would have seen on the thumbnail. So I presume they're an unlicensed team. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that badge, unfortunately, definitely isn't theirs. Unless they've got a new updated one, which they haven't put on their own website, which would be pretty weird. As you know, Antonio Brailla was a player that I want to bring back because he is sensational. God knows why he's out on loan. He's a fantastic player. He really is a fantastic player. So my first job was to bring him back and get him into the team straight away, because I think he's going to be a key player going into next season for sure. And as you know, we only have 3 games. But let's touch on something really quickly. That's our best team, by the way. That's what I feel is our best team. De Rose, who I wish was De Rossi, would be so class. And obviously Brailla playing as the CDMs. Now Brailla cannot play as a CDM, but he can in Ultimate Team. So I presume he can on this. I don't think it really matters. We'll have to wait and see. But let's touch on something quickly. Am I disappointed that I didn't go to Barca B? Do you know what? I wanted to go to Mold. I wanted to go to Norway because I thought that would have been absolutely brilliant. It would have been sensational. Norway, what a league to go to. Mold would have been fantastic. It didn't happen for whatever reason. I don't know why it changes the jobs on each load each time you load the game. I think that's a little bit ludicrous. It shouldn't do it until you forward a week. It's ridiculous. It's not changing any data, so it shouldn't do it. But it did. The Barca B job. Now we all know the Barca B job did flash up in the top left-hand corner. Now, what you have to remember is I always test certain elements when I'm doing careers, like the Journeyman. I sim certain things to see what happens on a career as a test. Now every time I've had a job offer or gone for a job or applied for a job offer, because a lot of people said you can't apply for a job after a season's finished, which you can, you 100% can, because I have. Normally what happens is the offers will pop in, the emails will pop in, it will go for a day, maybe 2 days, it stops, the job offer's there. You either get to take, they either say yes or they say no. It is that simple. The Barca B one did not appear in the email, and it only went a few days after you actually see it in the top left hand corner. So why did it do that? I don't know. Am I happy it done that? Do you know what? I'm going to say yes, because this team is actually quite good. I really am enjoying using them. Now, as you know, we have 3 games left. We play 2 and we sim the last one so we can start the new season and get into that important transfer window, make some decisions on who we're going to sell, which in this episode you will see us sell a player, and then make some important decisions, more important decisions, of who we're going to buy and where we need to bring them in. Now, I think essentially the back line is fantastic. I think this team's going to suit a 3-5-2 more than an actual, what I have at the moment, the 4-2-3-1. It's definitely going to suit a 3-5-2. The centre-backs we have are fantastic. That goal was brilliant. The passing, the movement, the finish, absolutely fantastic. I was dead chuffed with the lads with that move. They're such a decent side. I'm happy with what we have to work with. I do feel we need to add to the team, perhaps in the midfield area, perhaps up front. Falcao, I think it is. I think it's Falcao. Felipe Falcao. I can't remember his name. Falco. Oh, bugger. His name has gone from me. And he was the guy at the beginning of the video who was complaining and having a strop. He's actually playing in this game as a left footer. Not a bad little player, actually. But we did just hit the post as well, which was a phenomenal drive. Hit with a lot of power, but unfortunately didn't go in. But we won our first game 1-0. Now, we can't qualify. We can't fight for promotion. We can't get promoted. So it's no big deal. Yes, there he is. Felipe Falcao. Or Falco. Why did I say Falcao? I'm thinking I'd love to bring Falcao from Monaco to Regina. I'm sure he'd make the step down to Serie B. I'm sure he would. And he'd only get a few quid. You know, literally a few quid, because we don't have a lot of money left at all by any stretch of the imagination, which is really frustrating. But we've got our main man, Brailla, and he's accepted a contract offer. He's going to be at the club for 3 years, 2 months, which is sensational. Absolutely bloody sensational. Now, this is the young lad I was talking about. He's 22 years old. He looks okay. Nothing amazing, nothing exceptional, but he does look okay. So what I decided to do, all the players that had like a year left on their contract, I decided to extend them just to get it out of the way, get it done and dusted, just in case you get to Christmas and they start kicking up a fuss and they want to go, and I can't be bothered with that hassle. I want the players to be committed to the club, stay at the club, and hopefully we can build, a nice little legacy. Perhaps we'll stay here for 2 seasons. We'll have to see how the season goes, but again, If you want me to stay here 2 seasons, it's down to you guys. At the end of the season, if you want me to stay, we'll stay. If you want me to go, we'll look at the jobs and we'll go. We'll figure out a different way to do it. Perhaps we'll have to do that as a live stream or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out because we've got a whole season to play, and obviously this is our last actually played game before we sim a game and get into the second season. Now, this team, you may recognise them. They're a pretty decent side. They've got one outstanding player, but we start off brightly. Look at that. We're trying to get the ball in. Look at the determination. He gets the ball back, knocks it to Adriano. Adriano on the edge of the box. Oh, if that had gone in, that would have been an absolutely sensational goal. Unfortunately, it was just not meant to be. But Della Preti, is it Preti? Preti into the box. Who heads it? None other than Filippo Bonaperti. Fantastic header after 19 minutes to give his team a very important 1-0 lead. But we weren't done. We weren't dusted. We definitely weren't going to go down without a fight. And Barilia picks up the ball. Lovely cross into the box. Good defending. And then we just struggled to get the shot, which was really, really frustrating. This was probably a more frustrating game. The team that we played against, definitely well organised. And I have to say, this team does not suit playing 4 at the back. In this formation at the moment, we've got them on a 4-1-2-1-2. So the 4-2-3-1, even though we got a 1-0 victory, didn't feel good. The 4-1-2-1-2, I like the formation a lot, but it just doesn't work very well with this team. Maicon, as you can see there, getting forward. He actually is a right back, but he can play right midfield. He is so suited to a 3-5-2. I guess that's why they were playing a 3-4-2-1 formation and doing extremely well with that. I mean, yes, they had dropped a few points, obviously, but the 3-5-2, I feel, is going to be absolutely monumental for this team. I really do feel they're going to be sensational with it. So I'm looking forward to giving them a try in the new season with a 3-5-2 and see how they actually do. We might give it a go in pre-season, but I think I'm just going to sim pre-season, get pre-season out of the way because no one really cares about pre-season. Pre-season bores me. The only issue with pre-season is picking up injuries. So as long as we can stay injury-free, I'll be extremely happy. But look at that ball over the top. Absolutely beautiful. Guided into Adriano. He turns back on himself, tries to fire the shot. He needed to work the ball out of his feet. So you can see that we've got a lot to do with the players, a lot to work on in training, which is fantastic. And I'm looking forward to getting into training and working with the lads. We were warned once. Just remember that. We were warned. Look at this great ball down to the left-hand side. Fantastic ball in. And look, Filippo Bonaperti yet again finding space, creating his own space and nearly punishing us. And then on a counter-attack, fantastic ball in to Falco up front on his right foot. How did you miss that, young man? How did you miss that? I mean, that's just perfect. He just gets too much on the ball. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit there and say, you can never get too... You bloody can, because he missed. It's that simple. He's not right-footed. We know he's left-footed, but at the end of the day, he should have put that away, and he didn't. And what happens? Well, I told you we were warned once. Look at Filippo Bonaperti. How much space does that young man need? Hardly any, because he punishes yet again. Fantastic move. Watch his run. Watch how he just moves himself into space, guides himself into space, and with such beautiful consummate ease, slots the ball home to inflict our first defeat of this season. For us personally, for me personally, the first defeat of this club, we lose 2-0. What a game, I must say. Filippo Bonaperti, I've heard a lot of rumours about the guy, and he is sensational. He looks sensational. So perhaps you guys might want me to have a look at him. Who knows? I'm happy to look at anybody. We definitely need to bring someone in. I would like a forward. Definitely like someone in the forward area. I think that we can cope in the defensive area. Definitely we can cope in the midfield area. It is literally going to be that attacking third of the pitch where we need to bring players in. Perhaps it be a winger, perhaps it be a new cam, or perhaps it be a striker. That's the sort of area I'm looking at this moment in time where we're going to have to bring in players, and they're going to have to be of a decent standard. Now I think a majority of the players we can bring in. Look at that, Miguel Mazza goes back to bloody Barca B. I think they're taking them George Michael out of me, to be honest. I think that's just EA's way of being sick. I do personally feel that we need someone who could score goals. Now, I take the huge step straight away of selling one of our strikers to generate some money because we actually have no money. It's that simple. The money that I used when I came to the club, which I think we had just over £300,000, the money that I used to bring back Barilia and to offer new contracts, that pretty much was the money that we have for the new season. When the new season started, as you saw, we got pretty much nothing. So we're in dire trouble, hence my my urgency to accept offers for the player. I did put his asking price up to 900,000. You know, he had a good season. He scored a lot of goals. He had a good season. He's worth 450. They reckon I can get about 742. You know, I reckon about 900, maybe a million. Be cheeky, be a little bit of a cheeky chappy. So I'm going to see, hopefully, if we can get some money. And then we've got something to work with. We don't have the biggest squad in the world, which is going to cause us a few issues. But I think we'll be okay at the end of the day. As you can see, £750,000 is what I accept, which is fantastic. We'll probably see, what, 675 of that? Something like that, something in that region. I can't remember what settings I've got it on, but I know it's the simple one where we get lots more money than... Not strict, basically. I was just mincing my words there and it was disgraceful. Anyway, I do a search for Filippo Bonperti. Yes, I had to. Oh my god, he tore me a new arse. He literally bent me over and shafted me. He was always in space, always caused us problems. And it was really, really interesting to watch him. His value is £775,000. His wage is £7,000 a week. He's, well, £7,000. That really doesn't bother me. I'm surprised he hasn't got high potential or superstar status, because I think he can be a fantastic player personally. From the way he played against us, I think he'd be at home in Serie A, I should say, for sure. He's 22 years old. As we know, he can play CF, left wing, right wing, and of course cam, the all important cam. And yes, I am going to have a look at Wallison just in case we can get him on loan, but to my shock and horror, he has been sold. Yes, Wallison has been sold to Hamburg. £2.4 million. That really does... Oh, that is guttering.
So it's more like a